Hey guys, so we're building in Solani today, which it's kind of funny because I was so excited about the building in this pack when it first came out, it's Island Living, and then I just didn't do a ton of building in this pack, and I'm not sure why. I think I got really excited about like building over the water and stuff, and then I don't want to say it lost its novelty or anything like that, but I just ran out of inspiration really fast. I also had a habit of building like kind of mansion-y builds in this world, and those can get really intense really fast. So today we're building a house for a conservationist sim because I have never actually played through the career in this pack. I love like the community aspect and all of the fun townies in this world and everything, but I never like sat down and played the conservationist career. So I thought, okay, we're gonna make a conservationist. She doesn't exist yet. Like I've picked out her traits, but I haven't sat down and created a sim and like made her yet. But I'm really excited. She's gonna be one I think I actually like really sit down and play through, because the idea is like she went to school for this and now she's come out here and she kind of misses her family, but she's like really excited to be out on her own doing her thing. And the design of the house was very much like kind of found furniture and eclectic style. This idea of like she got this place really cheap because it's right next to the volcano, so it's not a very desirable lot, but it meant she could live on her own. She wasn't living in like the research station or anything like that, and she's been able to really do it up herself, you know. I picked like higher end cabinets and stuff, but with the idea of like they were probably lower end, and then she like sat down and refurnished them and stuff like that, you know. Things you do like with your first little place where you're like, I'm just gonna put a shelf, and you get really excited because you're an adult, like that kind of thing. So that's kind of the styling of this house, and then I went like way overboard with the plants, but it was so fun because it's so lush on this island, so it was really fun to kind of mimic that. But I struggled really hard in the beginning with the roof, and then I struggled a weird amount with that back porch. Like it kind of kicked my tail end, which was really annoying, and I didn't realize I left the stairs like that for so long, and then way later in the build I ended up fixing it. But I come back to this porch like 3 or 4 times too, but it turns out really cool in the end, and you'll see in the screenshots you can just see the volcano like at night kind of glowing from the back porch. It's pretty cool. So, and the front porch has a great view of, well, I say great, there's like a giant rock. This lot is interesting. I get the point of it, like I totally get the point of it, but like there's a giant rock where your view would be. Anyways, I fought with these plants for so long, and I think I end up giving up and like walking away for a while. And then I find different plants. I don't know why I completely forgot about them, but like the slightly like flatter plants, and then it started coming together. So that does end up really like overgrown and shaggy looking. And there's also going to be a greenhouse later on. And the idea was kind of like she's not a gardener, so like there's the ability to garden because I think it's always good to like be able to. That's a good skill. But like I didn't want her focus to be gardening, but with the conservation, like you would want to be able to study like the flora, right? So that was kind of the idea behind that. Also, I almost gave up right here because it started looking very suburban, and it does. It doesn't fit the aesthetic of the rest of the buildings. It looks very much kind of like an old research colonial, like somebody moved from the mainland. But on the same hand, that kind of makes sense. Like this lot is kind of gross, right? Like the volcano and stuff. And I left that trait. I gave it 2 other traits. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head. But I left the volcano trait. But like all of the like indigenous people, right? They would have known that this was a stupid place to build a house. They wouldn't have, but someone from the mainland would. So it kind of made sense that someone who's like kind of an idiot when it comes to the culture and stuff wouldn't have known, and therefore would have built like their style house here, and then it got really run down because obviously no one wants to live here, and then she picked it up for dirt cheap, which is the only way she could pick it up. Yeah, here I cut out a bunch with the windows. I feel better about the windows in the end. I still look at them here and think, ugh, but I feel that's the appropriate sound for this. But I feel better about them in the end. I almost went with thatched roof too, but again, it was kind of, the house shape wasn't quite right for it. Would have looked cool. I think I could have styled it, but the house shape wasn't quite right for it. I think it turns out cool in the end though, but it's definitely got its own vibe. I love this wallpaper. I never use this wallpaper. This siding, not wallpaper. But like, it's really pretty and detailed. It kind of made me want to build a barn. Maybe we'll do like a retrofitted barn for the next build. That'd be kind of cool. See, here you can kind of see it starting to come together. I cut quite a bit, like, of just random MacGuffin out of this build, so it feels like it's missing stuff. And it kind of is. You're missing some things about the build, but a lot of it was me just struggling back and forth, going back and forth between things. So that window up there, it's not glitched. It's just because the inside is blue too. I should have put a light up there. Before I upload it, I'll put a light up there. But I didn't end up doing anything with that upstairs. That's the only gripe is I wish I had found a way to maybe put like a bedroom upstairs, but that would have made the house so much bigger. And I didn't really want it to be bigger. It's like weirdly too big inside even. Like the bedroom is small and the living room / office area thing is too small, but like the kitchen got weirdly big and the dining room, it's a weird house. But I kind of like it. Like I could see myself living in it. Yeah, here you can see too, I was having an off day build-wise. I was trying to experiment with like having the roof open, but I was not as into it as I wanted. Like I wanted it to be really cool. It wasn't. This was kind of interesting, like trying to figure out the floor plan. I think the bathroom ended up probably in the best place for it because there's just so many windows, and I didn't want to lose any windows because we're in freaking Solani and it's gorgeous. Oh, here's me just testing. I forget this Sim's name. I feel really bad, but she's my tester in this world, and she looks really sad and upset in most of the screenshots. But I swear I take care of her. Like she got to chill out in this house for a while, so she's fine. But I was trying to see like if I could make this super tiny bathroom work, and not only does it work, it actually comes out kind of luxurious because I end up using a very specific shower from it. Is it what is the name of the pack with the shoe? Is it fitness stuff? Fitness? Yeah, that sounds right. Anyways, I end up, like, I go back and forth through showers quite a bit, but I end up going with the fitness stuff one because it has a little half wall, so I can put the toilet right next to it without it feeling, like, weird, you know, which I don't know what, like, in real life, toilets are next to showers all the time, but in The Sims, it feels kind of weird. I don't know. So it bothered me in this build, at least, so I ended up kind of matching the whole bathroom to that shower then, and it turned out really cool. Actually, it turned out much brighter and happier than I thought it was going to. This whole build turned out really bright and happy. I'm really like, that wasn't not the intention, but I wasn't going for bright and happy, if that makes sense. Like, my whole goal in life wasn't like, this is to be the brightest house ever. It just kind of happened that way. I think it was just the surroundings made it so everything just felt happier. Here I was experimenting. So I love the look of like big round mirrors that are suspended, like a photo frame would be, and we don't have that in The Sims. And I was trying to see if I could mimic it. I could not. I'm sure someone smarter than me could. I could not get it to work. But I wish we had more of those in The Sims. I guess I could download custom content, but I always feel weird about custom content because like part of the reason I like building in The Sims is the challenge of using what I can get in packs and stuff. I do like some of the custom content though. There's some stuff out there that's like crazy pretty, and one day I'm just gonna like download all of it. But I always like kind of the constrained challenge of like, what has the Sims team given me? Alright, let's make something cool out of this. I did test that shower too. It works with the shower. Yeah, see, there you go. Works with the shower caddy. And then briefly, that was the only room lit up in the entire house. This footage is kind of rough because I was still fussing with the layout as well as like fussing with the bedroom and stuff. So, and I knew there was a couple things, like I wanted to use that the barn door, and because that's the only barn door we have, I think, in the game. And I love barn doors. Like, we need a Joanna Gaines pack. Like, that would be really cool because we could have like barn doors and shiplap. But anyways, that's the only barn door we have, and it's specifically from this pack, and I think it's really cool, so I wanted to use it. But I also thought about having like the bedroom open, but it was like a big enough house that making it a studio didn't really make a lot of sense to me. I don't know. So I'm still kind of like, the bedroom is meh, in my opinion. Like, it's cute, it's cozy, I would sleep in it. And, if I got to live on a tropical island, like, it would not bother me how tiny it is. But it is kind of meh. I was trying to fit so much stuff in here at one point. She could, but it made me uncomfortable because she clipped through the wall. So I do end up, I think, moving it back a little bit, yeah. But I want the green, and then, yeah. Fought with the mirror a little bit. I don't remember which mirror. I do end up using that mirror, that's right. I wanted a lot of things, too. The nice thing about this mirror, I wanted a lot of things, and the other mirror had it, too. But, oh, sorry, I started that sentence 4 times. I wanted a lot of things that looked like she had refurbished it, or that it was still distressed. Kind of found furniture thing, because, like, on a tropical island, it's gonna be really expensive to get, like, a bunch of new stuff in. So I wanted stuff that looked like it was made by local artisans, and stuff that maybe she had found that other people were throwing out, and she refurbished, that kind of thing. Because, like, she's a conservationist, she doesn't have a crazy amount of money, and she's also trying to keep her footprint kind of low. And it's expensive to have stuff on an island, and you don't want a lot of waste when you're trying to clean up an island and that kind of thing. So she's doing things like using her suitcases as a table, and like going to a local artisan to get all these like wood pieces and wicker pieces and stuff like that. And like all of her furniture is mismatched because she's trying to, kind of collect it as she goes and reupholsters it and stuff. I really like this couch. I don't think I've like paid much attention to this couch. This room took forever too, side note, because I was having so much fun with like all the different colors and stuff. And I really wanted to use those pink chairs, but the pink and the yellow, and then the green too is really cute. But the pink and the yellow, and I was trying not to make it too mismatched, and then it ended up getting even more mismatched in this. Like, it evolved. But I really liked the pink and the yellow, but I didn't like the pink and the yellow together. And then I really liked the green, or the blue and the orange, but I didn't necessarily like them with the yellow and the green. I stuck with this for a while, though, trying to make it work. I don't hate it. I just don't think it's this house. Like, it would absolutely, this would be a good, like, the cube house color palette. This would have been good for that. And I think this is the color palette I used in that. But for this house, I don't know. I went back and forth with this. I think I ended up picking wicker chairs. Maybe? I don't remember what I ended up picking here. I don't remember what I ended up picking here. Okay, I do end up going with that pink chair. I still maintain that I don't necessarily like the pink and the yellow together. It's a little Polly Pocket for me, or a little Barbie, but I do love each individual piece, and I think the green neutralizes it a little bit, and the rug helps, so, but yeah, and then really leaned heavily into the island living stuff, the desk, and I wanted to put like a big art piece above that, and then it had shelves, which I thought was cool, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna put decorations on it, but that's not how I would do in real life. I'd pick a cute piece like that and then be like, scissors and everything else I need. Going to go on it. I can't talk today. So there's kind of a mishmash, but, and then this giant kitchen, which I think kind of makes sense, because if you're in such a community-driven area, like, the kitchen is the heart of the home. So, I went back and forth with cabinets. I don't think I went with the island living. I think I went with the island living cabinets on the island. Goodness gracious, but I don't think I went with the island living cabinets for the back. I think I ended up switching those. So, it annoys me. It doesn't. I wish there was another option with some of the uppers that are like the long cabinets, like the tall cabinets, if you will. I wish more of them were like the parent. I think is it Parenthood? I think it's the Parenthood ones, where like they just sit nicely on the top of the lowers. I don't necessarily want to lose the super tall where it's the upper and the lower together, but I would love to have an option where it's just, because like with my uppers being light, I would love to have it come down and just sit on top of the white granite and not have to have the lower ones be light. That would have been really helpful here. Oh, but because I think I was going through them, at least of the ones, the current packs that I have installed, they all except I think it's Parenthood. Now that I've said that, it'll be wrong, but I think all of them except the parent one come all the way down, and that's really annoying because I personally am a big fan. I think I've done it like in several different builds now, of the dark lowers and the lighter colored uppers. I personally just really like the look. I also want more waterfall island counters. That is the prettiest thing. That is this pack again, this island living. That is the prettiest thing. I love it. I wish I could do it in my kitchen in real life. Not, well, maybe. Not effectively, I don't think. Plus I have dogs. It would be dirty all of the time. But I love the look of that. I love a waterfall countertop. That window is crooked. I will fix that. I just saw that. That window is crooked. No, I hate when I see stuff when I'm doing the voiceover. I love the way this table came out too, because I was like, oh, I bet she was able to get like the table and maybe like 4 of the chairs. Someone was like getting rid of them, and then she supplemented with other chairs. I think it turned out really cute. I'm actually really happy with it. Turned out better than I thought it would, and I like that little thing with that distressed blue, that little like accent table. It's very Pottery Barn, which is kind of a weird association, but I was immediately like, it's Pottery Barn. This rug is too small, but I gave up. I cut out, like, you did not see it, because it was a very smooth cut, because I was very proud of this. I suck at editing, but the rug annoyed me, so that's what we're getting. It is a very warm house, though. I will say, like, for being for being beige, it's a very warm beige. It would be a very like cozy beige if you were there by yourself, like in a monsoon or something. Like it would feel very like cozy, I think. And this is where I would spend all of my time, all of it curled up with a book, Hound of the Baskervilles, and a coffee, staring at the sunset. That's where I would spend. This is the back porch. There is no hamper on this lot. There was a place you could put a hamper, but I did not put a hamper because I did not actually want to deal with laundry right away. That did not sound like my idea of a solid tropical vacation. However, she's living here full time, and if you have laundry day, you may want to play with laundry day. It does get significantly smaller, but this is the little greenhouse. The little greenhouse dude, just so that she could study some of the flora. It doesn't have a door, but it's also a greenhouse in a temperate environment, so it's probably fun. And it's also in a place where there's like serious monsoons, so I don't know how long this would actually last, to be honest. But it was an interesting idea. So, but it was too big at this point, much too big for someone who didn't want to spend their whole time gardening and a bonfire. Although I do take some level of issue with this bonfire. I wanted a. Do I end up switching it? I might end up switching it because you do not in real life burn like tables and pallets. Don't do it. First of all, it's treated lumber. It's super bad for you and the environment. Like, you're gonna get sick. Yeah, here we go. I go to a fancy actual fire pit. Second of all, there's like nails and junk in it, so when you burn it, all that stuff stays because you're not gonna get your fire hot enough to like melt steel. I freaking hope. And then like it's all on the beach or in the soil, and then someone's gonna step on it and get tetanus, and that's on you. Do not burn pallets and furniture. End rant. So here's all landscaping. I think I left all the landscaping in because I usually cut landscaping out, and I was having so much fun. I did have to go through and pull a bunch of it out of the house though for screenshots. So take more inspiration from this landscape than actually like maybe follow along, because it's all up in the house, which is story of my life. My landscaping is always in the house. I always like completely do landscaping and then trim everything out of my furniture, which is cool. But I love that leafy flowery thing. It starts with an N. I don't remember the full title. That stuff. That stuff is everywhere, because it's everywhere on the island, and I love it. It's so lush. I tried to use primarily island living plants so that it really blended in. I think I did a few from, what's the other pack? Shoot. Jungle Adventure, because the plants blend so nicely, like the colors and stuff. When I was a smaller bean, okay, this was cool. I have stuff growing on the inside and the outside. This is not anything groundbreaking. I just thought it was neat. Anyways, and I think it'll look cool when you're growing stuff in here. But when I was a smaller bean, I wanted so badly to grow a palm tree. I think I could have, because other people around grew palm trees, or like bought palm trees, I guess. But because I lived technically in I guess it was a temperate rainforest environment, so I think they would have done like okay. But it wouldn't have done great. But I wanted so bad to grow a palm tree. Do you know palm trees are like stupid expensive? I'm not sure why, but it is very expensive to purchase a palm tree. The more you know. But yeah, I really wanted to grow, especially one of those like little baby ones like they have in front of like gas stations and stuff in more tropical places. I wanted to grow a palm tree really bad. Some of the things in this build too, I placed for her to be able to pick up if she was interested, or more as decor, but they are movable. The fish trap, for example, and the beach towel, I believe, are movable items and usable items, so she may pick up and walk away with them. Also things like the tablet and I believe it was a laptop I placed. Those things can be picked up and moved, but they're staged in these screenshots, but they are usable items. And I don't think it made it into the... Oh, it did. I was going to say, there is a kava bowl. So you might have to move that. I did not player test that. And it is on the counter with some other junk. And yeah, see, it's cozy. I did do the lights. I got clever, I think, and actually adjusted the lights for my screenshots. I'm trying to get better at screenshots so they're not just stark and weirdly proportioned. I'm not great, but I'm getting better. So yeah, It's so cozy. I took a lot of night shots because the house was just cozy. Yeah, see, you can see, there's the view. And so, and here's the greenhouse. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I will talk to y'all soon.